All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the WSBA here on Twitch on our Wolverine Studios Twitch channel. We want to welcome in all of our team owners who will be joining us tonight for this somewhat abbreviated sim as we work our way through the first couple of days in February. We can see right here on the key dates screen that the trade deadline is coming up on February 8th. So we will cover the first 7 days here in February and then stop for the night so that we give everybody one more chance to get any final deals done. We did have one deal that took place, and we will get to that momentarily here. But of course, we always start by thanking our followers and subscribers to the channel. We've got 3 new followers since yesterday, so thank you for those new follows, guys. We hope that you're enjoying the content we're putting out, and of course, a huge thank you to our subscribers who are doing what they can to support our channel and support our efforts here. So thank you very much for that. I know we got some guys in the chat already. I'm going to put that in the chat box too, that if you're new to the stream here or new to our channel, if you want to be part of the WSBA, we still have some teams open. You can go to draftdaysports.com/WSBA and you can see who the available teams are and what it takes if you want to join. So let's start with the trade news that just took place here as Brooklyn traded Blaine Bass, Phil Hughes, Brandon Tiago, Wahab Pearson, and a second-round pick to New York for Ryan Thomas, Brendan Stringer, Speedy Parker, and a second-round pick of their own. Thomas and Stringer, I guess, are the best parts of this deal as Brooklyn adds to their depth. Thomas is averaging 13.3 a game with 5 rebounds. He does have 3 more years on his deal after this one. Stringer is also 30. He's 36. He's got another year left on his contract, and he is again a 13.3 points per game scorer. So neither of these guys really huge on the impact, but they will add some much needed depth for Brooklyn. So let's go over to the sim screen and get ready to start off the week. We've got 5 games on the slate here to open things up. Orlando defeats the newly depleted somewhat New York team. New Orleans with a surprise victory over Chicago. Philly tops Milwaukee, even though Sean Foreman's still doing his thing. So New York is happy as they are looking towards the lottery. I guess we should update everybody on the standings before we get too far here, just in case we have new people coming in here. On the East, Chicago, Boston currently sit in the 2nd spot, but I would expect them to drop with their devastating injury to Stackhouse. Washington, Toronto, Philly, Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Detroit, with Atlanta, Miami, and Orlando, still kind of kicking around there for that last spot. Out west, OKC, Golden State, they've been the top 2 pretty much all year long. New Orleans, LA, Memphis, Utah, Houston, Portland, and it goes down from there. As you can see, New York only 18 wins on the season, and that they're trading off some parts to for future gains and a race towards the bottom here with Charlotte and Indiana, Cleveland back to health with Marvin McDonald. We'll see if they can make any kind of run here towards the end of the first half of the season. So here we go, Friday the 2nd. We got 8 games on the slate. There's, as we said, a not surprising loss for Boston to start things off. Philly and Toronto will be moving up in the East, as will Washington. OKC, not a surprise, as another game won by them. Miami loses Larry Logan with a sprained wrist there. We'll have to, since we have a short sim here, we can go over there and see how bad that injury is to Larry Logan and what it might mean for Miami's chances. 2 weeks, which is important, as Miami's in the thick of things for the playoff race, but not that devastating of an injury. Chris says that Boston now has an excuse to fall down the standings as Toronto moves up on them. We'll see if Toronto and Brooklyn, this will be an interesting game here on the 3rd. And Toronto victorious over Brooklyn. New York continues to move toward the bottom. Indiana with a surprise upset there. Charlotte gets a win. We've got a lot of interesting things going on this sim. Milwaukee, a win over my Orlando team. And Genie picks up a win there for Golden State. Ross Barrett, 34 for Denver. Jedi gets a win there. And Card says Milwaukee may end up setting the record for most injuries in a season. That is possible. They have been unfairly hit with injuries, but they're still in the playoff hit. Nashon Fife, I haven't seen his name in the league. He led the scoring output on the 3rd with 39 points. There's Foreman at the top as usual, and of course Dimitrova, Barrett, both big time players. And Charlotte, we had an injury there. Cards, I missed that one. Let me see what happened to Charlotte. He says William Hassel picked up an injury. Just a sprained toe. So he will still be trade bait, and in the meantime, quite possibly helping them to lose more games along the way by being out. So it seems like a win-win there for Charlotte. All right, here we go on the 4th. Big game here, Chicago at Philly. Memphis and Washington should be a good one, too. Boston and OKC would have been a good one, but I have a feeling that one's not going to go very well for Boston. James Warren, another big-time effort, but just not enough to get past Chicago. New York losers again. That was a good game, Washington and Memphis. Clarence Hopper with another triple-double. Holy cow, 171, 168. Portland over Miami. And OKC does defeat Boston. So Van is happy he got a win there for the Washington Americans. This one is obviously OT. 171 to 168. Do a quick save because we've only got a couple more days to sim out on this one. Let's check out that box score. So it looks like we had multiple OTs here, with 48 and 45 points being scored in the overtimes. Cleaver 39 and Chambers 44. Those are Portland's two horses. Chambers plays almost 50 minutes in that game. Look at the bench output. 45 off the bench for Rowe for Miami. So that's pretty impressive. He gets 43 minutes off the bench and scores 45 points. Chris Rowe, just 25 years old, 2-star, 2.5-star potential, only averaging 7.4 points per game on the season, and he drops 45 because he finally gets some PT. And he did go 10 for 13 from deep. Miami might need to look at giving that guy some more playing time. Could be a diamond in the rough here, especially with Logan out. Big slate of games here for the 5th. Toronto inches closer to the 40-win mark. Charlotte, 2 wins in a row. What's going on in Charlotte? Brooklyn, very solid. Milwaukee just surprises me. They just they win, and they just can't get out of their own way after that. Denver, a win, another win for Genie and his Spartans. There's Fife again. He's picking things up there for the Los Angeles Waves. Sean Foreman, 42, as the cards mentioned Delea with 37 in a return trip to Indy. When you get 37 out of one guy and 32 out of another, that's going to be pretty tough to beat. So Brooklyn's firing on all cylinders on offense there. Now Sean Fife averaging almost 20 a game, so he's just kind of been floating under the radar a little bit here. Dimitrova, a nice game with 17 rebounds. Starzy Curry, that was a free agent pickup a little while ago on Brooklyn. Just a guy they pulled off the free agent pile, and he gets 17 boards for them. So a nice job by Brooklyn here, managing things. We move to the 6th. I just want to confirm, check the league dates to make sure that the deadline is the 8th. Yes, the trade deadline is the 8th. So we will send the 6th and the 7th. Chris says that OKC will not lose 10 games. So he's predicting a 70-plus win season there for OKC. We'll see if they get win 47 right here. Philly, Warren with his 14th triple-double. He's got to lead the league in triple-doubles by far. Boston falls again to a lowly Houston team. And OKC does get yet another victory. Well, we had a couple of AI deals go down there as things get heated up at the trade deadline here. While we, I want to check the transactions page here. And while we do that, we'll pull up a quick save as well. So we see Utah trades Jermaine Jones to Miami for Alan Blakemore. And OKC makes a trade as they trade Isaac Palmer to Phoenix for Ray Rhodes. So let's see who OKC picked up here. Ray Rhodes, 32 years old. He's averaging 10.8, 1.8, 5.3 a game, 2.5-star player. Seems like the rich get richer there. That's probably a good pickup for their depth. Although they give up a 2.5-star player in return who didn't quite put up the same amount of stats. But it is a contract-ending situation for Phoenix as well. So Phoenix does okay there in that deal as they get Rhodes' money off the books next year. And we've got one final data sim here. Ooh, interesting game here. Toronto traveling to Brooklyn. What else we got here? Detroit, Orlando. It's not a highlight matchup, but could be important for that final spot out east. And Golden State closing it out at Phoenix. Let's go. Toronto gets their 40th win of the season over Brooklyn. Washington, a close one over New York there. Cleveland, there's McDonald. They finally get a win. Milwaukee, Foreman with another huge game. Orlando gets to 22-33. Nothing to write home about there. Riggs. Another one, Portland and Memphis. Brendan Chambers with 48 points in that game. Probably an overtime one. We'll check it out. And look at Charlotte with another victory. Charlotte is on fire. And a couple of another OKC trade there. We'll have to go and check that one out. But you have another OT game for Portland. 161-159 over Memphis. Chambers with 48, 20 assists, 7 steals. Outstanding game for Brendan Chambers there. And that is the point that we are going to stop the sim. So we'll save and we'll take a look around some of the things in the league and see where everybody is at. Let's check out that OKC trade. As they had just acquired Ray Rhodes, and I guess they had an opportunity to send him to Atlanta for Jared Montgomery, a point guard. That's interesting. That's an interesting move. Maybe they get out of that contract as well with Rhodes, but it's kind of an interesting move that OKC makes. But they do get a 2021 second round pick back. So they might be in a pick acquiring mode here, as they also got a 2021 second round pick from Phoenix. So maybe OKC feels that they're good enough and they're just going to load up for the future as well. Let's take a look around the standings here. In the East, Chicago still at the top spot, 45 wins. Toronto closing in on them, as Toronto has won 6 straight, with Washington breathing down their neck as we expected. Boston started to drop in the standings. They've lost 4 in a row. The question will be, is there enough time for Boston to hang on to the playoffs at all? They do have a 13-game cushion, but there's still a lot of games left to be played here, as they've only played looks like 53 games. So Boston's not safe. They may fall out of this race. And Cards is hoping that he gets Boston in the first round. I think Boston is probably going to fall farther than that, Cards. I would expect both you and Brooklyn to jump Boston, possibly even Milwaukee. The last spot, Atlanta, Detroit, Miami, Orlando, all kind of in there. So we'll see. We'll see if these teams, myself, if I get some good trade offers this week, maybe. But we are 6-4 and have won 2 straight. So I don't know if we're gonna just sell everything. And problem is, in this range here, you kind of get stuck with not a great lottery spot, and you also almost made the playoffs. So yeah, I guess you'd rather take Charlotte or New York's spot right now, heading towards the bottom. Charlotte with winners of 3 straight and 4 of their last 10. Kind of not doing the whole tanking things the right way here now. Cleveland, even with McDonald back, it doesn't look like it's happening for them. Out west, OKC 47-7 is the best team in the league. Golden State hanging tough though, 7-3 in their last 10. Winners of 4 straight. New Orleans, LA. I don't see a lot of changes happening to the top 4 in the West. All these teams have been very consistent and very solid. Utah, Memphis, Houston, Portland. Portland with those OT games, they must think that points count for something in a tiebreaker. But they are the 8th seed after the season ended today and starting to gain ground on Minnesota, who has fallen out of the playoff picture temporarily, as they are losers of 6 straight and 8 of their last 10. Same with Phoenix. 8 of their last 10 are losses. San Antonio, they've lost 7 of their last 10. Denver, Dallas, LA, and Sacramento join the bottom there. So I think out west we're probably looking at the 8 playoff teams here. I would be surprised if it didn't end out that way. Out east, I don't know. I mean, Atlanta is such a hot and cold team. They don't look very good very often, but neither does Detroit, Miami, or my Orlando team. So I think the East could go a multiple of different ways. Really quickly, we'll take a look at the league leaders and see. Foreman is still leading the league at 30.7 points per game, with Jerry Riggs, DeLea, and Migley. Right behind him, Clarence Hopper in the 5th spot. James Warren leading the league in assists per game. Mr. Triple-Double himself with 10.8 assists per game. There's Shada Sambatashvili and Brendan Chambers, who has been awesome for Portland as of recently, Kyle Jackson, who will have fewer assists without Stackhouse to pass to, and Darren Lay rounding out the top 5. Mike Puckett, if people are in the trade market for a point guard, I always use my opportunity here to highlight a player I could possibly be interested in trading here at the deadline. So Mike Puckett is possibly available. It would give somebody a good boost and assist. Danny Brum from Memphis and Josh Gray are tied with 14.3 rebounds per game. There's Dimitrova and Tarkanian and Migley again. He's been really good for Utah. Hopper, also a monster on the boards. We haven't checked out the team. Wow, there's Orlando, the worst offense in the league, 95.6 points per game. So go me. OKC the best at 115.4. Brooklyn 115.3. Brooklyn can score a ton of points. They're just going to have to stop giving up so many points. As Chicago, obviously, the beasts on defense, as is Toronto. And where do we find Brooklyn? Fourth to last at 112.8. So they said they made that trade with New York for some defensive purposes. We'll see if that rolls around and helps them. Although when you're taking defensive players from the worst defense in the league, that might not help out that much. And Sophisticated Films admits that they score a lot and play no D. That's just, it's fine. I'm sure the fans in Brooklyn absolutely love that. They love the excitement and energy for the games. Van, thank you for the resub there with his Prime account. Remember, if you have Amazon Prime, so many people have Amazon Prime, you can link it to your Twitch Prime account for free. There's nothing you have to do other than set up the link, and then you get one free sub every month with your Twitch account. So you can use that sub on us, and you can use it on other people, but why would you want to do that? Use it on us, and it's free to you to do that, and it supports us. We get some support from Twitch for the followers that we have. So for the subscribers that we have, excuse me. So thank you, Van, for that. That is going to be about it for the night. We said it would be a short sim, and we almost went 22, 23 minutes here, so almost the full 30 minutes anyways. One more week for trades now, as we are at the trade deadline. We'll get the website and files updated as soon as possible. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight in the stream. I want to remind everybody, too, who doesn't love college basketball? Draft Day Sports College Basketball 2021 is now in first access. The first access period is going to be very, very short. We're looking at like a 2-week first access period because the game is stable. We've added so many things into it, and we're just kind of giving it one more run here. So if you want to pre-order, you don't have much time. Get to WolverineStudios.com. It's the only place you can pre-order. You can join in first access today and be playing the latest beta build that we have out there. And if you pre-order from us, you get a discount, and you're also eligible for a free key on Steam when it's released there. So if you just, if you're a Steam guy, but you want to save some money and you want to support us, go get that pre-order right now. And there's also going to be a Draft Day Sports College Basketball 2021 league that's in the works. That's GM Games is putting something together there. And I know that's going to be fabulous from everything that I've seen so far with them. So we got awesome games, and I definitely encourage you to go check out the college basketball version, because it is the best college basketball game you can buy anywhere for anything today. So that's going to do it for us tonight. And we will be back here next Wednesday as we sim to the All-Star game. And maybe we'll play the All-Star game out, and we'll kind of quick sim to the game, and play the All-Star game out and see how that goes. So thanks everybody for joining us tonight, and we will be back next week with more action from the WSBA.